We do have a special guest coming on right now. Everybody, please welcome the youngest Knoxville Nationals champion. Just won it this year, Ryan Timms. All right, Ryan, well, welcome to the show. How's it feel to be the youngest Knoxville Nationals winner?
It feels pretty good. Definitely a big accomplishment and not something I thought that was going to happen so soon, but it's pretty surreal.
Well, we watched it. It was awesome to see. First of all, it was just cool to see just somebody different that's not a full-time outlaw. It's not Kyle Larson winning. It's just a local team. I would assume a small team if I'm not mistaken, and a young kid getting it done. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. Shane, my car owner, he's been going after that race for quite a long time, so to get that for him was pretty special.
And you're just like, oh, no big deal. I'm 19. I'll just knock it out right for you. That's cool.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just hard to believe,
Or you're
honestly.
18. Are you 18 or 19?
I just turned 19 yesterday.
Gosh, making me feel old. So you're
wow.
18 when you won it. So that's what
Yeah,
really matters.
yeah.
But and speaking of your car owner, there's a lot of race teams that have been trying for decades and decades and never won that race. So that's pretty awesome. But how long did it take before the whole scope of everything actually settled in that, hey, I just won the freaking Knoxville Nationals?
Yeah, it was kind of the whole week after was, well, pretty much the next three, it probably took 3 or 4 days to really register in your mind that you just did that. It was just kind of like a lot of, uh, it's really hard to believe, I've been going to that race. I'm 18 now, and I've been going to it since I was 11 or 12. And I think the first time I went, I was about 12, 13. And um, you know, I always thought I could eventually win it, and that was like kind of a end career goal, like something a race to win at the middle to end of my career. And um, it's still just so. I the trophy's in the shop, and I look at the trophy all the time, and it's just like, man, if I were to be tell myself a few months ago that I'd be looking at a Knoxville Nationals trophy in the shop, I never would believe you, and it's just really remarkable.
Well,
Well,
speaking of your career, so what have you raced in the past brought you up to obviously 410s now? So I know a lot of kids start. I mean, winning the Knoxville National, I assume you've been racing your entire life.
Yeah, I've been racing since 2016, so nine years ago, and I would have been 9 years old, so most of my life. And yeah, I started racing little junior sprints. They're basically the go-kart version of micro sprints, and I raced those for the first 2016, 2017. First 2 years I raced, and then we slowly moved up through the micro rank. Well, not slowly, pretty quickly through the micro ranks and ran all the micro classes. And I always raced all of them at once. I ran the restricted micros and then both stock classes and then both outlaw classes if we could. We'd normally race 4 or 5 classes a night everywhere that we went, and at least at my local track, Port City and I-44. And um, then about I did that for 3 years, and then we slowly transitioned to the sprint car and midget stuff. And then this year is actually the first full year I'm only doing sprint cars.
Was this the first year you even hopped into a 410 or
Yeah. Sorry about that.
no, you're good. So, was this the actual first year that you got to hop into a 410 race, or you've been racing 410s a couple years now? I know
No,
some states you can race younger.
no, I've been racing 410s for 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, my first 410 race was 2021, and we did mainly 360 stuff, and then just a little bit of 410 and a little bit of midget stuff. in 2021, and then 2022 I moved up. I'm pretty sure I went pretty much full 410 with a handful of 360 races and a handful of midget races, and then 2023 was when I probably should have went full time 410 racing, but I got offered to do the KKM midget deal, and I went and did that for 2 years, and then now we're full time sprint car racing.
Yeah,
Now,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
uh, we were out at the end of May. It was for my brother's National Hall of Fame induction. So we were at the race, which you won that night. I don't know if that was your first win of the year at Knoxville or not, but unfortunately, we had a super early flight the next morning, so we left after the non-wing show. And my dad and my family, the only thing they talked about, that kid in the 10 was the show. They said he was up on the wall. They said that was an impressive run. So my dad does not give a whole lot of compliments out. So take that for what you will. But
Yeah.
he said that was the highlight of the night, watching you run that thing. So I know you just got your first win at Knoxville earlier this year, so that's impressive, and you almost make it look too easy, man.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. It's cool to hear.
Yeah, well, a lot of people that really don't know sprint car racing, they have their own blogs and things. They're like, well, Ryan started on the pole in Knoxville. He led every lap. Yeah, yeah, he did. It doesn't come easy. And they're
Right.
like, oh, he starts on the pole. There's no. Listen, as an 18-year-old kid leading every single lap of the Knoxville Nationals and not messing up, making a wrong turn, screwing up on restarts, going against the best of the best. No, that is one of the most impressive feats I have seen in sprint car racing in a while. So, yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, I appreciate it. There's, no matter what you do, I could win 5 Knoxville Nationals, and there's still gonna be people that, don't think I deserve it or whatever. So it's,
Well, I think people are just like, oh, it's just because they started on the pole. I'm like, that's what you have to do to win Knoxville. You got to start
yeah,
at the top. You got to start at the front. Otherwise,
yeah,
you just don't have a chance, and
yeah.
it just doesn't happen.
Hmm.
And so, did you get a little starstruck seeing some of those big names come there for the Nationals? I mean, there was almost what 100 cars there, over 100 cars.
I wouldn't say starstruck. I mean, I knew what to expect. I know that that's where all the best sprint car drivers in the world go, and that is the really the it's the biggest sprint car race in the world, I would say.
For sure.
Probably the toughest. And I knew that I did have a shot at winning the Nationals, and I knew that like I believed I could do it. Um, but it's kind of a little bit of not false belief, but just like if you're gonna have any shot at winning, you have to believe it on some level. And I knew I was really fast there all year for the local stuff. I knew realistically I had before prelims and everything, realistically I had a good shot of running top 10, top 5 in the Nationals feature. Um, and then once we ran our prelim night and I was sitting really good in points and realized I probably wasn't starting any worse than third, that I had a realistic shot at winning the Nationals. And um, I seen someone told me a stat that I think the last, I don't know, it was a crazy number. I want to say like 5 to 10 nationals have been won from the first 3 starting spots. So hearing that made me feel a lot better. And, you know, just getting a front row starting spot increases your odds of winning so much. So, everyone on prelim nights, or on the prelim nights, everyone starts on the same level playing field, and everyone has the same opportunity to um, have a good run and put yourself in a good position for Saturday. So we had a really good prelim night, and that was the main focus at the time, was just getting through the prelim night good and getting a good starting spot, and then whatever happened after that happens.
Yeah, there's people that think they should change the format of the Knoxville Nationals, and in my opinion, I disagree. I don't see why if you do everything right, your prelim night, you gotta time trial good, you gotta run well in your heat, you gotta finish real good in the A main. Why should you get penalized for being the best on your prelim night? So I disagree. It should change.
Mhm.
I mean, you kind of see where people want to see a pass for the lead, but it is what it is. And we've raced plenty. I've lost more races starting on the front row than I probably won. So it's not you still have to be perfect. And like like Zach said, you only had guys like Kyle Larson and David Gravel and Brad Sweet and Rico Abreu right behind you, and at no point you never missed a wheel, never slipped a tire, never jumped the cushion. I mean, you did everything perfect. So I mean, it's to more than deserved that win. But like they have the red flag halfway. Now, did you make any changes to your car? I know when you're out leading, it's really hard to make any kind of change. Whether or
Mhm.
not it needs it or not. You're doing so well. You're afraid to change anything. Did you make any major changes?
No, no changes were made at all. They changed the right rear and left rear, put a new right rear and left rear on, and then topped it off with fuel and put the engine heater on for those 4 minutes just to cool the motor down because it was running a little hot. But aside from that, they didn't make any changes, and I didn't move my wing one time that entire race. So
Wow.
that says a lot about how good the race car was.
It shows that how good you were that when you're watching the highlights of the Nationals on the World of Outlaws YouTube, they barely show you because you're so far out in front. I'm like, oh well, I mean, can we at least see the kid get through lap traffic some? And which they just showed some of that, which that was definitely impressive to see because not everybody can get through lap traffic. Well, one person we've had on the program before, Sammy Swindell, you probably heard of him.
Yeah.
Uh, he obviously legend in the sport, Hall of Famer. His biggest thing that I really took away from that is that don't when you're raising the kid when raising kids and getting them into racing, don't have them jump into a series too soon. Make sure they get their confidence up. Well, I mean, clearly you got your confidence, but did it help getting your confidence up racing more and more at Knoxville, preparing you for the Nationals? Because people just don't go into Knoxville. We've talked about this a lot. People just don't go into Knoxville and win for like right away. You've got to. It's a whole different beast of a
Mm.
track. So obviously you won there in May. Is if you raced there, I guess numerous times before, kind of made
Yep.
you even more comfortable for the Nationals.
Yeah, for sure. We raced, I don't know, probably 10 times ish before that at Knoxville and weekly shows, and I won, I think, four 410 shows there and one 360 show. And I think I was going into nationals tied with Rico for the most wins in Knoxville that year. And so I knew that I had a really fast race car, obviously, and I knew like we just raced there so many times and we tested there a bunch. And I made so many laps there this year before the nationals that I knew coming off I knew going into the corner or coming out of a certain corner, like what the cushion gets like, how it kind of goes up or down, or like where the wall comes out, just or even on the bottom, like how the berm is, and each corner, because each corner is a little bit different. And um, I think I was just really confident in my knowledge of the racetrack and my racecraft around there, like knowing what to do, when to run the bottom, when to go to the top, whatever the case is. And um, we just spent so much time preparing there at Knoxville for the Nationals that it was really easy to be confident going into it. And you know, no one thought I could do it. So that really takes a lot of the pressure off. Is for me, when no one believes in you, then obviously my team and like the people around me did, but aside from that, no one really thought I could do it. So I didn't really have anything to prove. No one thought I could do it, so I didn't have anything to lose, and there wasn't a whole lot of pressure behind it. And I just did the best that I could and let whatever happened happen, and I guess it was just meant to be.
That's a great attitude to have. Now, I don't know about your mechanics might have been kind of getting sick to the stomach, starting on the front row, then all of a sudden leading all those races. I remember getting down towards the end, you get, 10, 5 laps to go, stomach starts getting tight and everything else. So it's exciting. But to change gears a little bit, so rumor has it on Facebook that you may be coming into Pennsylvania, going to run Port Royal this year.
Yep, I'll be running the Tusky.
Have you been into Pennsylvania and run those tracks before?
I've run quite a few
Okay.
EA tracks, only once at most of them, but I ran Port Royal probably 5 times at least. So that's the track I have the most laps around in PA. So
Well, I'm gonna say if any of them are even remotely similar to Knoxville, Port Royal's probably the closest. I mean, Williams Grove's a completely different animal. So I mean, you obviously like the big fast half mile. So I think you'll do good there. Make sure you head up in the fair, go get some of that good
uh,
fair food they got going on up there for the Tuscarora 50. And
yep.
yeah, you're going to bring a lot of T-shirts. You're going to sell a bunch of
Yeah.
shirts up there. Everybody's pretty excited in Pennsylvania that you know anytime the PA guys, if somebody can beat the Outlaws,
Hmm.
you're already high on their book. So make sure you bring your shirts in for them. You're going to sell a bunch of them.
Yeah, we're bringing our t-shirt trailers, so I have plenty of shirts. But yeah,
Uh,
I'm excited. I'm excited for Porto. I think it's kind of it's a little bit like Knoxville, how you Porto is not a place you just roll into and are fast. So we'll just do the best we can, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah,
he's
and
gonna
it's
go in
it's
and
just like
freaking
everything
win.
else. You got to get a good starts with a good draw for your time trial thing, and just you get a bad draw and you go out when the track's bad, you're already behind the 8 ball. So you get that, and one thing at a time. Get a good time trial. I'm not even sure the format for the Tuscarora 50 anymore. They changed it, so just plug in one event at a time, plug away, and I think you're going to do well. Unfortunately, now you're not flying under the radar, so everybody's going to be like, "Oh, we got to watch the 10 car."
Yeah, right. That's all right. I guess that kind of comes with winning the Nationals.
That's right.
Well, you get the opportunity to talk to some of those drivers up at PA, all-timers at Port Royal specifically. You got Lance DeWeese, the entire 69K team. I mean, Donnie uh, definitely knows how to get around there with his drivers. Ryan Smith will be racing the Tuscarora, and a bunch of other big names will come up there. Probably Larson will be up there. He usually races the Tuscarora if it fits in the NASCAR schedule. Um, no,
But
that's cool.
yeah, it's a
Listen, we
high
don't we
limit,
don't
so all
pull for
those
a lot
guys will
of
be
like
in.
non-PA people when at Tuscarora. Probably going to be a little biased now to pull for you. So hopefully you can do well, like Dad said, and I think you will. Um, it's not quite as big as Knoxville. So you win if you win Tusky, you're like, eh, this was cool. But no, it's a really cool race, and the facility's fantastic. No, that'll be definitely awesome to see you up there. Are you going to race at the National Open at Williams Grove?
No, I will not be.
Okay, that's
Uh,
another big one. You can
Yeah.
you can go into Williams Grove, very unique track, historical track, and my now shifting a little bit. What are your plans moving forward for your career? Obviously, you're probably going to get a bunch of phone calls now that you're a Knoxville National champion. Are you planning on going full time in a national touring series like the World of Outlaws, the High Limit Series, going into maybe asphalt, like kind of how Corey Day went into his career? What are you looking at in the future?
Yeah. Well, I'm planning on staying in dirt sprint car racing. Um, I really haven't had any opportunities come up, but even if I did, it would be really tough to leave the team I just won the nationals with. So I'm planning on staying with them, and he's Shane, the owner. He's not like real. if any opportunity that comes up, I'm gonna run it by him and just see what he thinks, and then he's gonna, give his honest opinion and tell me whether or not he thinks I should take something. And but it's gonna be, I mean, it'd have to be a pretty sweet deal to get me away from this. So I'm planning on staying with these guys, and then next year we really haven't talked a ton about next year. We're gonna race together next year, but um, the question actually got brung up a few hours ago, like what races we're gonna run, stuff like that, and we know we're not doing a series, just because of Shane's funding, and we don't really have the manpower to do that. But um, in the future, for sure, I want to do Outlaws or some national touring series, and be a national touring series champion. Um, but my guess would be we'll do Knoxville again next year, full time. We didn't do the points this year, but I'm hoping that maybe we do the points next year, and maybe another Huset's point steal. And then aside from that, we just do hit and miss high
Yeah.
limit and outlaw shows.
No, I mean that's awesome too. And we come from teams that we were never on national touring series, always went for track championships and then would hit a couple of the big races. And well, you do a lot more traveling than we ever did. We never really went anywhere. And I mean, I think you got a good shot to win a Knoxville a Raceway championship.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of get around there pretty well. And I haven't seen the standings. What are your where are you at in the standings at Huset's?
I'm second in the standings right now. This
Okay, he's
past
pretty good.
past weekend I was 20 something points behind, and then behind Caleb Johnson, and then Caleb had a rough night, and now we're 10 or 12 points behind. So, and we got one more night left. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Now, where's your race team? Where's your home base out of?
Rapid City, South Dakota.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
you don't. I was thinking you were farther down, like in Oklahoma or something like that. So you don't have too bad of a toe to go between Huset's and Knoxville and all that stuff.
Right. No, well, it's 10 hours to Knoxville, and
Oh, is it
then
that far? That's
yeah,
still oh,
still 5 hours away from Houston. So
okay.
it's not a short drive anywhere.
You get spoiled in Pennsylvania where we have four tracks within 2 hours of each other.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, a lot of these good racers come and cut up from the Midwest, the North Midwest too. Donnie Shots from there.
Yeah.
Um, is there anybody that you've talked to in the garage recently, giving you some good pointers at well, just really anything for just racing, career wise? I mean, obviously said Donnie Shots, but you mean you've been exposed to so many of these guys now with all these big races that you've done. Anybody that you've really kind of had a ch good chance to talk to and kind of get some good pointers from them?
No, there's been a bunch of guys that, tell me congrats and seemed happy for me, but aside from that, no, no pointers or advice or anything like that. But I just stick to my little circle and try to get better and win races.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. People are going to be coming up for you for advice now on how to win the Nationals. So that's going to be the big thing. Have you raced at Eldora? Plans to race at Eldora next year at the Kings?
Yeah, we raced there this year, so I assume we probably will run it again. The only issue is it's against a Knoxville local show. So
Oh,
if we were to do points, Knoxville, maybe not. But I think they have a rule where you get to burn one race. So we'll just see. I
you might
haven't
have
really
enough of a
looked.
points lead. You might be fine.
Yeah, right. That'd be ideal.
Dad, what you got?
No, that's actually about it. I know you got some major racing coming up this weekend. Tight point battle. I didn't realize it was that close. That's definitely something we're going to have to monitor and see how you do. When's the last point race? Is that Friday night at Huset's or is that
Yeah,
Saturday?
this Friday night.
Okay, awesome.
Yep,
Definitely gonna have to. Now I don't do they have that on Dirt Vision or Flow? Do you
Dirt
know?
Vision.
Okay.
Yep.
Might have to tune that one in Friday night. That sounds like a good race to watch, drink a few beers, and
Yeah.
we're definitely gonna be rooting for
Well,
you. I'm in
Yeah.
Florida, so we're definitely gonna be rooting for you down here in Florida.
I appreciate it.
well, the one thing I just want to end on this, and I thought it was funny that I saw, obviously the Knoxville National Champion traditionally gets to pop the champagne
Yeah.
and drink that, and they cracked off some NOS energy drinks for you. I thought that was pretty. I was like, yeah, he can't have champagne. I mean, on camera.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, listen, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I know you're getting prepared to race this weekend. Awesome. Congratulations already on all of your success. I love seeing a local, like a small town local driver have success like that, the way you are. And I love everything about that. You're not even in a major touring series. I love small teams that take advantage and win and beat those guys because it shows that anybody can do it. That's awesome to
Yeah.
see. Keep doing your thing. Looking forward to seeing you race a bunch of races coming up to Pennsylvania. Might definitely have to tune into that. Schedule's not working out where I can make it to Tusky. Kind of regret that this year, but yeah, definitely looking forward to see what you can do in the future, and hopefully you can go back to back next year at Knoxville, and hopefully get that track championship too.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Well, thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it. It was a good time talking with you guys.
All right, Ryan, you take it
Awesome.
easy.
Yep, you guys too.
Yeah.
All right,
Have a good night.
bye.
Yep, you too.